This is Damon Stevens with Fenwell Builders. Today is Thursday, December 2nd, 2021, and this is a stock market update for our trades for the day. Let's take a look at the market here. Last night's video was hopefully helpful for you in this market, as volatile as it is. Looking at the Dow Jones, it closed up 1.82%, NASDAQ up 0.83%, and S&P 500 up 1.42%. Look at our heat map. You can see that our FANG stocks, overall were not the strongest. But overall, the rest of the market, boy, it did very well and rallied up. And obviously, the indexes are recovering as well. So what a roller coaster. So the question comes down to, is this a roller coaster or is this at the start of our rally? So we'll look at some charts and see if we can determine what's going on and what our opportunities are. Looking at the tickers, you can see that not a lot of growth on small caps today. I don't see things over 100%. I usually don't spend a lot of time on them. So we did not trade anything today in that area. We mostly focused on areas that were potentially recovering. So that's what we want to take a look at now. And so let's get into some charts here and take a look at what's going on. Just as a note here, Apple that had rallied up and created some new highs, obviously, pulled back. And it pulled back, down here to 157.83 and then popped up here. So, it did do a little bit of selling off, but obviously rallied off back up at the end of the day. So we'll see this continue to rally up again. Maybe it'll come up and hit our trend line again here somewhere down the road. But Apple pulling back up into a bullish momentum. So that was good to see. Looking at Moderna sitting here flat for the day. Really, these with all the virus stuff coming out and all the issues going on, these stocks here are just kind of getting hammered a little bit and don't really have a strong direction or momentum right now. But we keep them on the list because obviously, they do give you opportunities periodically. And yeah, we pulled back a little bit. We started curve back up here. Thought this might be a rally. You can see here, this is where a breakout would have been. It did fail and come back. So we could possibly come back down here and loop in again, close this gap down here and possibly rally later on. But right now, not looking strong. For Moderna, BNTX, a pullback here as well. It found support though on our support line here and then bounced off and rallied back. So that's good. This nice bullish response, which is what we like to see. Looking at Novavax, you can see here, this one did not. So, we filled up here and we pulled all the way back here and we now closed down below all of the moving averages. And I told you if we do that, this will probably be off my list for a while. I'm leaving it on just because we have Moderna and BNTX, and maybe this pullback and it recovers. You can see here this big group here where we had support before. It's right where it's sitting. So if it can hold here based on this, that's where I think maybe we can recover off of this point. But just something to keep an eye on. Tesla, you can kind of see here that it kind of pulled up here and fell down. So we're down here at the support level down here. As long as we stay here right on this 100 and bounce off here at some point, that's good. Like this 180 support, that should be support for us. It has been in the past several times. So we'll see if Tesla, if it breaks below here, we have the 200 down here a long ways and also the trend line. So just be careful with this one. I'm not sure where it's going to go. I'm hoping it holds support here. If it does, it bounces off. If we get a rally going on here and money move back into tech, Tesla should run for us. The same goes with Shopify. Shopify's had this big sell-off. Looking for some support down here around this 1400s where the full support was going to be at. But watching down here, you'd see that it came and hit our trend line. So this is going to be a huge resistance in trying to break up it, obviously, as it comes around. So waiting for this to kind of curve up and hit our trend line and see if we can get a breakthrough at some point. So right now, Shopify is off the list, so we're just going to continue to monitor that, see if we get some type of bounce. Earnings, not been real happy with the earnings this week. I thought I was going to see a lot more better movement. See a lot of weakness coming out of the names, and that's not good. Also, we've seen a lot of sell-offs of these tech stocks that are these stocks that were play-at-home stocks, during the pandemic. Seen a huge sell-off on those. It's just crazy. So the latest one is Docusign, which is one of those plays that really kind of elevated quickly in the pandemic. And let me skip over to real quick and just show you. So it dropped a lot further than I thought it was after hours. So I caught a little bit of this on the way down, but then I got out and I just kind of monitored. I was looking for it to try to bounce back again. And you see, just continue to sell off all the way back down here. This is below a year ago. So these are like, it's lost a whole year's worth of earnings. So hopefully you didn't have this stock, or if you did, you'd take profit out of it. Just kind of showing you that, you got to be careful around these earnings, because, they do provide opportunities for scalpers. But if you're a long-term hold and you're not prepared with your profits locked in, you could lose them all. And so whoever had Docusign lost a whole year's worth, unless you shorted it and had puts on it, then you killed it. And you're going to wake up tomorrow and be really happy with yourself. But if you didn't, I feel bad for you, because it's not, I don't think this is going to come back for a long time. It's like Chegg, CHGG, when that earning came out, it just dropped. It drops $50, $60, $80 on some of these. I see, and I'm not seeing them come back. They might come back at some point. So maybe for a long-term portfolio, that might be good, but they're already overvalued in my book. So just be careful. That's all. That's the whole point I was trying to make with this one here. Snow, we talked about this one. We had good earnings, talked about it being possibly pulling back in the morning and then possibly rallying back up. And guess what it did? It sold off in the morning, came down to the bottom of the trend line and rallied back up to the same point, and then just underneath this high from last night. So if you got snow, congratulations. That was a great play and played right into the plan that we talked about in the video last night. So congratulations on that one. So let's now get over to our daily stocks here. So the dollar, see the dollar is kind of flat here. So I'm not going to talk much about that one. The VIX here, still well above 20. It spiked up, came down, which has helped the stocks to rally in the afternoon, but still elevated. So just be cautious, because as long as that stays over 20, we could have another pullback here, which would mean we'd be in a roller coaster rather than a rally. So just be careful. But we talked about this in the SPY last night, talked about this big breakdown candle, and that the stock, if it broke below this 450 level, is probably coming down to the 100. If it stayed above it in the morning, we're probably going to rally up towards the top of this breakdown candle. So you can see we did not break down. So we did get the rally, and the rally went up. And you can see here that it came up about a little bit over halfway of this breakdown candle. So tomorrow, what we're looking for is a full continuation of that candle, hopefully closing out Friday above 461. If it does not hold this level right at the 50 here, around 456, and starts to fall off, then just expect this to drop back down, hopefully, and find support at 450. If it breaks below, our next support level is this trend line and the 50. So just keep this in mind for tomorrow. If you're playing the SPY, that's where we're at. And you see here the day sold off, found support at 450, like we talked about in the video last night, and we had a rally back up. So you can see that this retracement is about 50% up. So it's good to have a plan. It's good to know what your plan is when you come into the day. Triple Qs, you can see here, we had a nice little pullback to 350. So 350, 450 seem to be like those rounded numbers. So you can see here that this was back, in October. So you see this little V shape. We came back up, came down onto this 50. We talked about this last night. This 50 was a support area before, and that's what we wanted to see, is that it didn't break below the 50 moving average. That's exactly what happened. It bounced off the 50, rallied back up to 389, almost 390. So looking to see if we get continuation of this breakdown candle right here. So so just keep this in mind. This would be, this hopefully will bounce off of here and start to rally back up here. But glad we found support there. This is a good bullish momentum today across the board. Semiconductors bounced off the 20 we talked about last night. So that's good momentum. See if we can climb up these candles here. IWM had this breakdown candle down to this trend line. It rallied up back over that 200, which is good because I was really concerned about that breaking below our trend line here. But it rallied back up. So good momentum and movements across the board. Same with Dow Jones, up the breakdown candle. So let's see if we can get a second day of that. If we can, hopefully the following week, we can start a rally. But we'll have to see what tomorrow brings. Financials pull up as well, chasing that candle. Gold's still weak, down at the bottom of the candle, breakdown candle. Same with the silver, down at the bottom of that breakdown candle. So we got to get those going. Bitcoin, still showing weakness here, kind of sitting here flat in this channel area. Ethereum, sitting here kind of a little bit flat, kind of flattened out after it hit that peak. We're looking for a continuation up to 5,000. Will it do that? Not sure. It's got a lot of resistance for some reason to break through here to get over that. You can see here that we had 43.80 here, back here that was resistance. We're above that. So just a matter of getting back up over here so we get to that 5,000 line. Luna. So I took Luna off now, a portion of my profits. So I'm all 100% premium out and just some profits hanging on there a little bit, but took it off here, seeing it possibly flattening and weakening here. We'll see if it can continue to rally with a little bit that I have on it, but most of that I took off. A really good run, really happy with it. Didn't expect it to break our trend line, but it did. So we're going to take some profit here. So that's our stocks. That's our cryptos we're looking at. Tomorrow, watch the scanner. See if the volume gets up there and the price movement is good, then there could be opportunities there. But really, I'm just focusing really on the index funds and some of these large caps here to see if they can move for us. So be careful out there. It's very volatile. Have a plan. Know when you're getting in and out. Make sure that you're only risking what you can possibly lose. And as we go into Friday, I hope that you have a successful day, safe day, and a great weekend. And we'll talk on Sunday and prep for Monday.